Shimano Ultegra is set for a renewal in 2025. Ohayo, konnichiwa, konbanwa. Hi everyone, welcome back to JFTN, Japan Fishing Tackle News. Today, let's take a closer look at the details of the Shimano 2025 Ultegra, a high-end spinning reel among Shimano's entry-level models. As always, please remember that all thoughts and predictions shared here are purely the personal opinions of the JFTN staff. Our views are not absolute, and we understand that everyone may have different perspectives. We hope you enjoy this as one of many viewpoints. Here's the main visual. Look at that brilliantly shining gold spool. Honestly, I was surprised when I first saw this design. The gold accent color, first introduced in the 2017 model when it moved from the Quick Response series, now the MGL series, to the Core Solid series, was also present in the 2021 model. But it wasn't this bold. The 2021 model had a metallic dark blue color, similar to the Twin Power XD released in the same year. However, the 2025 model, much like the new 2025 Twin Power XD, has toned down the blue significantly, with gunmetal grey now being the main color. Oh, it features the anti-twist fin. This was also present in the higher-end Stratic, but just like how the Stratic doesn't have infinity loop, this Ultegra likely doesn't have infinity loop either. The price is mostly just over 20,000 yen, only about a 2,000 yen increase from the previous model. Compared to the already released Stellar SW and Twin Power XD, this pricing feels quite reasonable. The release is scheduled for April 2024, but it seems it will initially be available only in the 2500 size body. Larger and smaller sizes are planned for release in May. Well, this kind of rollout really feels like classic Shimano. Looking at the usage images, the gold color really stands out. People will probably have mixed feelings about this. The spool design also looks quite similar to the Stratic, don't you think? In the product description, it's mentioned as an entry-level model within the Core Solid series. Technically, models like the Nashi and Sahara are positioned below it, but starting from the Ultegra, the internal structure is clearly different. Shimano's mid to high-end models use a worm shaft oscillation system. The Ultegra is the lowest model that features this worm shaft system. Models below the Nashi use a simpler cam-driven oscillation system. This difference greatly impacts the feel when reeling. I believe the worm shaft oscillation was originally adopted to allow even line winding, especially when the spool transitions between moving up and down. To be honest, when comparing just the appearance between the Nashi and Ultegra, you might not notice much difference. However, the reeling feel between the Ultegra with the worm shaft and the Nashi without it is completely different. I feel that Shimano's uniquely silky and smooth reeling comes from this worm shaft oscillation system. The long stroke spool is the same as the previous model, and the X-Protect feature also remains unchanged. This image also appeared on the Twin Power XD page. It's quite interesting that the Ultegra is paired with the Miravel here. Since the Miravel is designed based on the Nashi, it likely means there isn't a direct counterpart model for the Ultegra. Here's a comparison chart between the old and new models. Surprisingly, the 2025 model is 10 grams lighter than the 2021 version. This is impressive, especially considering the addition of new components like the anti-twist fin. Now, let's talk about the updates from the previous model. One of the notable features is Infinity Cross, which has become quite standard now. By enlarging the gear teeth, the contact area between the main gear and the pinion gear is increased, leading to greater durability. It's great to see this improvement. Based on various reviews and feedback, it seems that Infinity Cross and the larger gear size have significantly contributed to the increased torque in recent reels. Infinity Drive is also included, which has become an expected feature. This helps improve winding torque, making it easier to retrieve heavier loads. The anti-twist fin, originally developed to prevent line trouble caused by the dense winding of infinity loop, was added to the Stratic for better line management. Now, it's also included in this Ultegra, further reducing line troubles. Looking at the technology lineup, it's very similar to the Stratic. Although there hasn't been much mention of the Ultegra's body and rotor material, seeing that CI4 Plus is still used, like in the previous model, it's safe to assume that the real foot is made from CI4 Plus material. The main differences compared to the Stratic seem to be the number of bearings and the body material. Their basic performance is probably quite similar. The Stratic may have a slightly smoother retrieve and uses an aluminum alloy body for increased rigidity. In the previous model, the only major difference was the number of bearings in the handle knob, so with a simple upgrade, the Ultegra could potentially feel just as good as the Stratic. This is something worth exploring through customization. The lineup ranges from size C2000 to C5000. The 1000 size from the previous model has been dropped, and a new C2500 SHG model has been added instead. While the specs remain mostly unchanged, all models have been made about 5 to 10 grams lighter. That's all for the new 2025 Ultegra. What did you think? The 2021 Ultegra was so highly praised that it became hard to find in Japan, even leading to inflated resale prices for a while. This new model seems to have inherited nearly all of Stratic's features, making it feel very close to the Stratic in performance, aside from durability. We've personally used the 2021 Ultegra for snapper fishing, and the CI4 Plus reel foot holds up perfectly. It's an incredibly easy reel to use. Of course, since we review various reels, including higher-end models, the Ultegra isn't our main reel, but it's definitely a model with excellent cost performance. I'm really looking forward to reviewing how this new Ultegra performs and how it compares to the previous model. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.